Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to TerraTech with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to a new DLC video. So today, we're going to be covering Warriors of Future Past. This is the second video covering the two new bits of DLC, which are adding new skins to the game and new models within those skins. This one is covering Hawkeye and Venture. The last video, which was Fantabulous Contraptions, covered Geocorp and Better Future, with me really loving the new steampunk aesthetic for Geocorp within that DLC. So this one is Hawkeye and Venture, and honestly, the one I'm most looking forward to is Hawkeye, and I think the new cannon turret really sums it up. Yeah, I love the new texture effect on everything, but also, it's got a very Japanese feel to it, and I utterly adore it. Someone mentioned the stuff looks really like the Fire Nation from Avatar, and yeah, I completely agree. So I want to build two vehicles with this. First of all, I need to build a tank, but also, there is a new weapon I've not used yet. And for those who have been around on the channel for more than 5 seconds, you'll realise my favourite weapon in pretty much every game are missiles. Well, we now have a missile battery, so yeah, we need to use this, and I'm thinking I'm going to make it into a jet, because I think the wings have been altered as well. Am I correct about this? I think that's a new... yeah, definitely a new model. Look at that! Yeah, Hawkeye, I am really looking forward to this. Venture, gotta be honest, it's not really my kind of style. It's a very Tron kind of style, very cyber. Maybe I'll learn to love it as I build with it, but yeah, let's build the tank first, then we'll get into the jet. Apparently, the Bomber Commander cab has been changed as well to look like this. I don't think I'll be using this in this build, but yeah, that's kind of awesome, gotta be honest. But for now, let's go with the regular Hunter cab, which has also been changed. Yep, that is a new model as well. Wow, look at that. That is creepy. So I won't necessarily be covering every single change, every single changed block, because there are a lot of them, but just bear in mind, it's more than just a new colour scheme. This has had a lot of effort in, which I really do enjoy. And with me kind of gushing over that, once again, not sponsored, I just like new shiny things. Now, I don't want this to be too big, because the problem is, I don't want the tank itself to overshadow the cannon, which of course we need to use this cannon as a main weapon. So I feel like, even now, this is going to be a little bit too big. But I do like that kind of style, but yeah, that is already a little bit big. I mean, we could have two of them, which would be absolutely fine. Yeah, that's not a new model. I don't think the battleship cannons have new models, unless I am very much mistaken. No, they are just the originals. Ooh, they do really work with that colour, which I'm very happy with. Could have this as the main one. And then have that on the underside. No, but I really love the cannon turret so much. Whoopsie daisy. Thank you, undo button. So there is a slight remodel here on the medium spike armor and the medium armors. The armor actually overlaps a little bit now. It's raised at the end, and I really do like that. Now, if I had a bit more time, I definitely think as well blending the two regular paint schemes with this would work really well. But right now, I don't really have the time to do every last little detail, because I really want to get at least 3 builds done in this video, and after having one of the worst nights of my life last night because of joyous food poisoning, my mind's a little bit mushy. Okay, good, so the missiles will work here on the very bottom of the craft as long as I have something to target. They do struggle a bit though. But I don't mind, because they're missiles and they make me happy inside. Oh, they really do hit the floor there, don't they? Okay, maybe we'll stick with regular weapons for this, especially since we're going to be going for missiles in the jet anyway. For one of my quick builds, this is definitely going to be a very effective one. Loads of space to add shields and stuff if you would like to. I'm actually going to add a little bit of the original colour scheme, even though I said I wasn't going to, just there. Like a band, and then everything else is going to be red at the back as well. We have railguns here, which now I'm thinking about it might be better. Ooh, like that, okay. So we have railguns there, we have that, and then I've decided we're actually going to use 2 more of these cannons, just because I really do love how they look. So going to be at least one higher. It needs to be about here. Yeah, that should look okay, especially from like that angle. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. One thing I'm going to do as well is make a red band down the middle. Let's do that. And then paint this. So many different paints to choose from now, and I think there's actually a fair few on the Steam workshop as well you can download and take a look-see at. Ooh, how about that though? It's undoing the band I literally just did, but I can never decide. When it comes to painting, I spend hours and then I'm never happy with how it ends up. No, don't like the band too much. For now, I'll just leave it like this. And that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Decided to just go with another setup of single turret. It's a little bit too small, which makes it look kind of funny, honestly, but I do actually really like it. Also adding some of the new panels as well to the front, the plate armor, which has also been changed. I'll be doing that on the sides as well. Now I just need to figure out how I'm going to finish off these tracks, because at the moment this is a little bit too far inwards and should be out by one. So what I think I'm going to do is just kind of make a band here and bring that down, and then bring this back quite sharply, and then just add some small side weapons and armor and everything else. And I think it'll look okay. It'll look alright. For a 10-15 minute build, I think it'll look alright. You know, I think I do prefer just the regular turrets. Plus, I can put that a little bit further back again, which I really like. The back section is just way too pronounced. Honestly, I just built it too big. Built it far too big for what I wanted, but yeah, works. Like it. Now to build a jet. Now this I do want to build somewhat small. So one thing we could do, just for the fun of it, is have the wings essentially backwards. How much of a problem is that going to cause, is the question. I'm thinking probably isn't going to be worth it. It's going to cause a lot of problems, but I do like the idea of it. I'd actually like them to kind of wrap around a bit more, but I don't see how I'm going to do that with the current stuff available. But first of all, let's just make sure this even works, then we'll decide on the more weird stuff. Okay, so we have fuel there, we have space for... Oh yeah, that's another problem, isn't it? How am I meant to place these on the underside if there's no connection points from the wing? Ah. Well then. I mean, we could just have this backwards at the end. How obvious would it be? Oh, nope, that's not going to work at all. Choices. Just testing out how this thing's even going to work. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of pure jet-built aircraft, but this one is working pretty darn well. Especially if we sort of just threw together. Not the fastest, but we're going to add a lot more. We need a lot more fuel for it as well. I don't think anything much bigger than this is really what I want. So let's go with this for now. And let's see what else I can do. Really need to allow it to glide. Because there is, of course, natural regeneration of fuel in this game when you're not using it. If we can just glide for 10, 20 seconds at a time, we can refuel a lot mid-air. Otherwise, this thing's going to be very, very short-lived. We could go a bit more mad with the style. I think that's what I'm going to do. Make it look a bit more on the sci-fi / weird sort of style. So rather than having sprawling wings or anything, keep the wings quite close to the body, or actually in the center of the body. Turning is going to be as hidden as best I can, and then just some weapons down the core or down the side of the thing. Yeah, I think that'll work out quite well. Make it just interesting. Well, it's not exactly balanced yet, but I am actually really liking how this thing's turning out. A few too many wings all over the place. But yeah, really imbalanced at the moment. It has basically no lift on the front, so it goes like this if you don't touch anything, which is obviously quite problematic. Oop, and I completely stalled it, so I can't really test out its gliding there. Let's try again. Yeah, it needs way more lift on the front, and actually just way more lift in general. Okie doke. I have no idea why this is pulling slightly to the left. I've double-checked every single one of the wings I've used. I've not accidentally used a left on the right or a right on the left. I've also checked every single block I've placed, that the mass is perfectly in the middle, but for some reason, it keeps on pulling slightly to the left. It could just be because of the weird placement of the wings, it's just causing some weirdness. Either way, though, ignoring that honestly fairly minor problem, because it's easy enough to fix, this is really fun to use. Not the fastest, but quite agile. So super fun missiles, though not the most deadly, and it's easy enough to refuel mid-air. Now all I really want to do is add some propellers so I can refuel mid-air and still keep going at a very slow pace. In fact, you could technically just hold down the booster, and as you can see, you could go forever in a very jerky motion. It's just not particularly pleasant to watch. I like this thing. It's bloody weird looking, which really makes me happy inside. That's what I'm going to do, is add some lights to the front as well, because I think that'll look really interesting. Ooh, I just realised I've used the wrong colour scheme there. Boop, boop. There we go. Blends in a little bit better. And actually, all I'm going to do is replace this one. Take away paint mode. With one of these. Ah, the joy of missiles and being an aircraft. So yeah, this thing handles beautifully. It is super, super fun to use. It's a little bit weird looking, but yeah, I just wanted to go all out using the new wings absolutely everywhere, and I utterly love this thing. And it took only 25 minutes to build, which for me is fairly quick. I'm a very, very slow builder. Now, I think there's a lot of balancing to do. Wait, is it stopped tracking? No, it's still turning forwards. I still can't figure out what that problem is, but that's something I'd definitely fix if I was going to be using this all the time. But yeah, Hawkeye definitely gets a pass for its new looks. Now, I am aware I didn't end up using... Where are you? I didn't end up using the Plume Wing, which has also had a new model, but I just wanted to use loads and loads of these blades. Definitely something I'm going to be messing around with a lot in the future. So, now we move on to Venture, and a very Tron cyber look. Oh yeah, I don't have any wheels. Aha! There we go, and a slight bit of pain on my butt. As it should be. Okay, time to look at Venture. This is definitely the one I've looked at the least, and I think I'm going to be a bit generic with the build. Whoa! But first, love that cab. Oh, look at the little floating wheels with the little connection points. Oh, that's awesome looking. Yeah, I love the new cab. I really like it. Yeah, okay, so that's a lovely start there. This is definitely also the skin I think that I vary the most with in terms of popular opinion, because people I've spoke to love this skin. At first glance, maybe my mind's going to be changed here, I'm not a massive fan of it. Out of all four of them, I think this I put as my least favourite, but I think I could change my mind. Now I'm just looking at the cab itself. So, let's see then what blocks have even been changed. So, that's still the same model, I think. Yeah, I want to use as many of the new models as possible, but if I'm going to go with a more generic build, I'm probably going to use a lot of the standard stuff anyway. Yeah, looking at the little example there in the top right, I can't see that many changes. Looks like some of the wheels have been altered, so they look a bit... Yeah, oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I do kind of love that. Gotta be honest, do kind of love that. Is that the same for all wheels? Oh, I was hoping all of the wheels had been changed. Oh, some of them have, some of the larger ones. Okay, that I do really like. Gotta be honest. It's just the colour scheme itself which I have the main problem with, but I could overlook that if... Titan wheel, by any chance? Nope, sadly not. I wish the really large ones were changed. But if there's a lot of stuff like that, very, very happy. How about the wings? Have they been altered, or are they just, nope, standard model, standard model? That's a shame. Obviously, our build's going to be using these type of wheels, though. Okay, let's get to work then. Probably going to skip a lot of the building here, because it is just building a generic car. Ooh, that is really nice. You can make some awesome bikes out of this, which makes sense. I think the very first thing I said when I saw this is it looks very Tron-like, so... Okay, I need to build with these. Never mind, I'm building with these. I'm still going with the car idea. Well, maybe it's more of a buggy now in my head. But I really need to use those. Wonder how this will drive currently, how I've just made it. Oh, you can almost hear it asking you to put it down. It's okay, you'll be better soon. Yeah, definitely using those rather than the normal wheels. Taking a quick look-see at the things which have changed. So we have the Venture Crossfire Rifle, which has been altered. We have the Hailfire Rifle, which has been altered. Love these two. And then, something a little bit weird. Look at that for the Rapid Cannon. It's all floaty. Yeah, really a huge fan of those. The missile launchers have been changed to look like a floating briefcase of death. And then, the lights have been changed as well. The Venture light, that is, to this. And I can't see anything else that's been changed. I'm sure there are, again, plenty. Or at least maybe one or two which I've missed because, well, it is me at the end of the day. But, yeah, love the new weapons. So I'm definitely going to use one of those. Probably the floaty cannons of death. Just because it looks so light now. It looks so light. You know, because it floats. I know this may surprise people, but often I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. This is no exception. But I wanted like a mounted piece like this on top where the weapon's going to go. Then underneath we'll have the wings, the wheels, and then at the front, like I've done in the past, I might just... Oh wow, I'm building this way smaller than I thought. I was going to say what we could do is something like this. But, yeah, maybe building this a little bit too small for that idea. So I could just go with the regular spoiler. That just looks more interesting, though. Looks like I'm trying to build a hovercraft. Oh yeah, I wonder if the hovers have changed at all. Nope, seems like they're pretty much the same as usual. Which is a shame, because they're actually the blocks I like the least in Venture. Ooh, nope, that's still the same as well. Still getting my hopes up, me. But the normal spoiler's a bit too small, so it kind of looks like a weird moustache. Yeah, don't know what to go with here. Now, I think, looking at the Steam page, I've just looked at it now to see what their example is. And actually, it's very close to what we were already doing. I think it's actually using the same idea I had, since, well, honestly, loads of people use this. It's not exactly my idea from any real way, but... You know what? Yeah, that can work if we bulk it up a little bit more than I originally intended, just so it all looks like it's coming together. Okay, sure. We're going to go with this. Very similar to what's already on the Steam page, but I'm okay with that, since this isn't my normal type of building style anyway, so it's a bit weird for me. Don't like that. How about if I just go with another one of the dino blocks? Where are you? There we are. Okay, that I don't mind. That I do not mind at all. Okay, sure. Last time I'm going to look at the Steam page though, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the back section. We could go with a similar idea to the front. I definitely want it to be splayed out. But then for weapons, I really want to use the rapid cannon just because I love how this thing looks. So I think I'll probably hide the cab inside somewhere, probably just have this here, then have some small weapons. Honestly, they can go anywhere. They are absolutely tiny, some of them in Venture, so it wouldn't be difficult to hide some of the fire rifles and such. The crossfire and the hail fire can go pretty much anywhere. In fact, they could go on top. They could have it like that, and then have the cannon a little bit higher, so just move you for a second. So have a single crossfire, like that, and then we have the cannon just one higher up. Yeah, that can definitely work. Okay, yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. Once again, going with a bit of a weird style here, because that's just kind of me. Honestly, if it went with the normal style, would it be a Lathrixian build? I don't think it would, because realism and things which we would normally build like, it's just not my type of thing. So, what I'm thinking is, I really should just go with two at the back here, but I kind of like this. Is we go like this, then at the back, because we've gone so armoured up, a lot more than the normal build you see, I think what I'm going to go with is maybe the proper wings, so these, rather than the smaller tail wings, and maybe even avoiding the smaller spoilers. Though building with these would be a lot easier since they are just one pieces like this. I think, oops, I think I'm going to try and use the larger wings at the back. And I think they look kind of cool. Bit more armoured up than the traditional smaller cars. And it just looks different, which again I really like. And I love these wheels sort of floating off to the side. Needs a bit more speed though, so I'm thinking maybe some boosters, or perhaps just more internal blades. We have to get to at least 100. Minimum. Because that's pretty slow, honestly, especially for a venture build. Okay, 95 without the boosters, but then with boosters, over 140. Handles incredibly well, though wouldn't trust this thing to climb at all. It's definitely not built to climb anywhere. Look at the sparks in that front wheel. Is that because it's overloaded? Oh my god, that looks amazing with these wheels. I guess with the normal wheels it just looks normal, but with these it looks kind of interesting. That's a nice little effect. Oh. Remember when I said I think it could probably fly with only minor tweaks? It didn't really need the tweaks. Oh, it kinda does. Oh, no. Yeah, it doesn't like it when it's airborne. Ah, okay. Well, if you need to quickly jump, it certainly can do that. I wonder how difficult it would be to have a bit more pitch control. I mean, just one hidden booster on the inside just for pitch. Oh, now I'm far too curious. Okay, we've got one regular gyro, one passive gyro. Let's see if this will work out. So we don't really want too much control in the air, just enough that I can do something like this. Okay, and activate again, please. So, potentially we could fly forever, am I correct here? Just about? I mean, just about. Or at very least, it'll help us get over hilly terrain or the odd cliff. That's the whole point of it. It doesn't need to be perfect, and I think we are slowly landing, but that's absolutely fine. A little bit of damage there, but that's just because I think I angled it a bit too much. Okay, so let's try again. This time, let's flatten ourselves out. There we are. So as long as I flatten myself out before we make the landing, it'll be absolutely fine. I really like this thing. Gotta be honest, the Tron style has definitely been sold to me. Now, we could make it way better in the air, just add more propellers, add more gyros, even the ability to turn left and right is not difficult to do, but I don't want to do that, so we're gonna stick with this. Basically, on a long jump, it's gonna have more control than the average vehicle, but it's definitely more comfortable just on the ground. Oops, and I just pressed the completely wrong way. Does take a little bit of getting used to, admittedly. I'm stumbling over every single word at the moment. Lack of sleep. But, yeah, really like this thing. With that though, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's video, so there we go. Tell me in the comments, which of the new styles do you prefer? The new Hawkeye style or the new Venture? For me, it's still Hawkeye, it definitely is, but I definitely have a new appreciation for the new Venture style, mostly because of the weapons, honestly. I love the weapons and utterly adore the wheels. I'm still not a massive fan of the bright blue, the cyan, but of course that is for the style, and I completely understand why it's there. So I like it, but I definitely prefer some of the others a little bit more. Now, I've built a lot of things over the last few days. There we go. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that TerraTech is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching. And goodbye. Now, there is also a brand new mission over in the campaign, which I will be covering probably at this point after the new year, since I'm doing loads of other stuff first, but I will be back doing all that other content soon enough in TerraTech. Maybe it'll be earlier if there's enough support for it, but I've got so much other stuff I'm working on at the moment, but I have really loved coming back into TerraTech, even if it has just been for a few quick builds. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.